And for me, which is helpful from having Lyme's disease and the chronic fatigue that produces, even after it's gone, you're still dealing with chronic fatigue and thyroid issues and things like that, really help, because a lot of chronic fatigue that people have, it's in the brain. And being able to breathe with the brain, it really starts to detoxify. And when we're breathing normally, we're much more around the lungs. We're below the thyroid, and the energy still can be held around this. But as soon as you're above the thyroid and viewing and breathing with the brain, the energies are going down and clearing through the thyroid. So the thyroid gets a lot better as well. So we got a free webinar this Sunday. If it's past this Sunday, it's in the link in the description below. And as a picture for this meditation, I do actually have a picture of it, but I'm just going to describe it because it's going to take me too long to go and get the picture. But the brain is 90% water, and within the brain the cells aren't stuck together with just little gaps between them. They're like sea anemone. You've seen these pictures where they've got long tentacles all joining. There's the astrocyte cells, which are like the connective tissue, which are like sea anemones with hundreds of tentacles going out, which connect to everything and hold everything together. And then the neurons, where the electrical charges go through, they've got myelin sheaths around them, and they also join to other ones, and the neurons join to each other. So it gives this structure where things are joined together, but they're joined together by tentacles. So there's a lot of water in between all of those tentacles, and the ventricles, big open spaces just full of cranial sea. And this cranial sea is 99% water. And then 1% is glucose, oxygen and salt. So the brain, when you get inside it, is more like seaweed. Rather than in the meditation think of it as a solid thing. It's like the brain cells or the glial cells are seaweed floating in a mass of sea with big open caves, so the ventricles just full of cranial sea, and that is down the whole spinal cord, and that also flows out through the nerves. So in the meditation, when viewing the brain, it's a very fluid thing, and you can float in the cranial sea rather than it being this solid thing as some people visualize it. Okay, so I'm going to give a quick description and demonstration again in case people missed the first one. Then we will go into the meditation. I will teach you holographic breathing, and we will start working with the brain. We will work with the astrocyte cells, these cells like tentacles all over the place connecting everything together, and we also work with the neurons, where these electrical charges and synapses and patterns of our thinking mind, we'll work with those. We'll be with the cranial sea, and we'll work with the whole brain and how it's connecting to the whole body. All right, so a reminder of holographic breathing. The lips are relaxed and closed. The tongue, the upper surface of the tongue, is on the roof of the mouth. The breath is through the nose. On the in-breath, the jaw is gently opening. On the out-breath, the jaw is gently closing. The lips stay closed all of the time. So I'll give a quick demonstration. Even though the jaw is moving, you'll notice that the lips stay closed. So it's a deeply relaxing and meditative breathwork modality. There really is not anything else like it. For new people, for the learning of it, the first time you do it, it's good to be seated. You may want to do it lying down once you've learnt it, but it's good to be seated until the activation where it just becomes natural, because if you start off lying down, there's a really good chance you'll just go to sleep and miss the instructions, and you have to get all of the instructions in place for it to work and the activation to happen. And if you do fall asleep, just watch that initial beginning again. All right, we shall begin. Closing your eyes, and we're going to bring in, or you're going to bring in, some healing resources for yourself before we start learning the holographic breathing. We're going to connect with the earth and the higher self, sending a smile, sending some energy to the earth and the beneficial energies, and allowing the earth and the beneficial energies to say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and beneficial energies, and allowing the higher self and the beneficial energies to say hello back. The beneficial energies are any beneficial energies, any spiritual beneficial energies, angels, divine energies, divine teachers, long as it's beneficial. Sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and the beneficial energies, and allowing the higher self and the beneficial energies to say hello back. And notice how that feels like through your body and through your energies. And asking the earth, the higher self, and the beneficial energies to be with you through this whole meditation. Gently breathing. And now we will start with the holographic breathing. The lips are relaxed and closed. The tongue is relaxed and on the roof of the mouth. And have the lips relaxed and closed, bringing the upper surface of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. So the tip of the tongue will be close to or touching the front teeth, and as much of the tongue on the roof of the mouth as feels comfortable. It may be half an inch, a whole inch, the whole tongue. And breathe. The breath is through the nose. Now with the tongue on the roof of the mouth and with the lips closed, just opening and closing the jaw with the lips closed. It may feel a bit like chewing. We open and close our jaw when we're chewing and the lips stay closed. So just letting the jaw bounce up and down just to get the experience of being able to move the jaw with the lips closed. And then slowing that down, it's a small motion, about half a finger width, slowing it down. And then when you feel ready, as the jaw is opening, allowing the breath to come in through the nose. As the jaw is closing, allowing the breath to leave through the nose. The jaw is gently opening. The breath comes in through the nose. The jaw relaxing closed. The breath is leaving through the nose. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. Notice how it feels like a little bellows. As the jaw is opening, it draws the breath in through the nose. As the jaw is closing, the breath exhales through the nose. The lips stay closed all of the time. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. Just gently doing that breathing motion. As the jaw is closing, the teeth are floating together, and they can either just gently rest together without any stress, or they can just float slightly separate. So there's no pressure between the teeth. They just gently float together. So once that is going, we're now going to change the gestalt. Keeping the lips closed, keeping the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And we're going to bring the emphasis to the breath rather than the jaw. And as you breathe in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. As you breathe out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. Breathing in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. Relaxing the back of the neck, relaxing the back of the head. And we're going to integrate that with our body. Breathing in, the chest is opening, the jaw follows. Breathing out, the chest is closing, the jaw follows. Breathing in, the chest opens, the jaw relaxes open with it. Breathing out, the chest closes, the jaw relaxes close with it. Breathing in, the abdomen is opening, the jaw is relaxing open with it. Breathing out, the abdomen is closing, the jaw is relaxing close with it. You can breathe right down into your pelvis. Breathing in, the pelvis is opening, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out, the pelvis closes, the jaw relaxes closed. Feel it through the arms, the legs, the hands and feet. Breathing in, they open on the in-breath. they close on the out-breath. Notice in a very subtle way your whole face has started to breathe, opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath. And your cranium has started to breathe, opening as you breathe in, closing as you breathe out. You can feel your brain breathing. You can feel your spine breathing. You can feel everything through your whole body breathing, every cell opening on the in-breath, every cell closing on the out-breath. Feel your kidneys breathing. You can feel every cell breathing. And you connect to the earth, breath in the earth, the higher self, the divine energies, the universal energies. Everything is one breath. You are breathing with that breath. From your face breathing, you can sink back into your brain and more the back of your head. So you're sitting back to view your own brain. And rather than seeing a solid thing, notice it more like a sea, a cranial sea of water, with glial cells floating in the water with tentacles. You can feel this breathing. You can feel down through your spinal cord breathing. You notice you can become aware of the different cells. You can become aware of the astrocyte cells, these cells with loads of long tentacles that join to everything else. They have an intelligence, but it's not of the mind. They're breathing. They will connect you to your abdomen, to your digestion, to your connective tissue. Notice how relaxing that is. It drops you out of your mind because they're not of the mind. They have kind of a different, they have intelligence, but it's not of the intellect. And they are a higher form of digestion and connective tissue. And sit back, view from behind. So you're being aware, you're aware of your chest, you're aware of your abdomen, you're aware of your pelvis. Now you're being aware of your brain, the astrocyte cells, floating in the cranial sea and breathing. And as they relax, notice how your whole digestion relaxes, how your muscles, how your connective tissue relaxes through your whole body as you breathe with your astrocyte cells. Deeply relaxing, deeply healing. You can allow those to connect up to the higher self through the top of your head. So relaxing. Being with that, allowing them to connect to the higher self, the beneficial energies. Heal down through you, through your body, through your nervous system. Being aware of the cranial sea. Also in the cranial sea you have microglial cells which are just swimming around and are the immune cell. They kill all the bugs. More connects you to your lungs. Then in the cranial sea, being aware of your neurons and myelin sheath or the myelinating glial cells around. You've got the body of the neuron, then you've got like the nerve wire or the axon, which is sometimes covered in myelin sheath, which are also watery glial cells wrapped around them. So you've got the neurons there. Notice you just have to say the word and it connects to your neurons. Very different feel. And these relate, in the upper brain, these relate to your intellect. Notice it has a very different feel. This is more your thinking mind. You have to sit back so you're viewing them rather than being them. And the upper brain connects to the intellect, but if you drop down into the lower brain, into the lower back of the brain, this is more shamanistic. This is not the intellect or the brain, the central brain complex. This is also not so much the intellect. But if you come into the upper brain, viewing from behind, you feel like you're viewing the energies and mechanism of the intellect. And as you view this, you're no longer the intellect. You can feel your body releasing, and you can feel you are viewing a new energy, and you are viewing your body in a different way from the intellect. And these connect through the top of the head to the divine energies, to the divine realms. And this quality of viewing your own intellect starts releasing through your whole body, starts healing through your whole body. It's very different from the heart. It isn't feely touchy. It is of the brain. It may feel a bit like you're an ET. It's very, the brain energy and the neuron energy is very ET-like you're higher extraterrestrial. And we're extraterrestrials. For other planets, we're ETs. Only on this planet are we humans. On other planets, we're ETs. Except we can't fly to other planets yet, or not many. Gently breathing, sitting back, viewing your neurons, and these travel out through the nerves, through the whole body. You may feel them all discharging and your body relaxing as you start to become aware of your intellect and healing and relaxing. Notice your thyroid relaxes. This will heal your thyroid. Gently being with that. And notice how that connects you to the higher self, letting the higher self shine through you. Okay, we're going to let that slowly come to an end. So gently, just breathing gently. You can drop down in your body. You can more view the chest and notice how you change level. View with the intellect and the chest. View with the intellect and the abdomen. View with the intellect and the pelvis, and the hands and feet, the heels of the hands and feet. And breathe, and you can connect through the top of the head to the higher self, and breathe. And sending a thank you to the earth, a thank you to the higher self and beneficial energies. Just being with that a little longer, letting yourself feeling the healing energy of the intellect and of the neurons. Allowing that to heal through you. It just seems to want to go on a bit longer, so we'll just be with that a bit longer. Spreading down your arms and legs, viewing from the neurons, viewing from the axons in the neurons, the nerve fibers, how they join to each other. And breathe and let that go right out through your arms, legs, hands and feet. Okay, so we're going to bring it to an end. We will be going into this in more detail in the free webinar or next video, but we're going to bring this one to an end now. Sending a thank you to the earth, a thank you to the higher self and beneficial energies, and thanking yourself. Letting the energies go off for love and healing to the earth, for love and healing to the higher self and beneficial energies, and allow yourself to be loved and healed. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. So as I said, we'll have a longer webinar this Sunday. We'll go into that in more depth. If that's past that date, that video will be in the description below. And there will be a 7-part series where we work with all of the glial cells, all the different cells of the brain in depth, and the organs and different areas of the body and different energy systems that they relate to, the different levels of consciousness, the relationship with the intellect and mind, the relationship with transcendence and the beyond. This will be 2-hour webinars. People will already know holographic breathing, so we can go into it in a huge amount of depth, and this webinar series will be just mind-blowing. It will literally blow your mind. You will have a whole different relationship with your intellect, mind, and connection to the higher self. You will be a new person by the end of that webinar series if you wish to come to that. That's on my website at the minute. It's good to come to the free webinar this Sunday. I also have lots of free webinars, free videos on YouTube. And breathe. All right. That's about it. Thank you so much for coming and watching this video. Please like it. Please subscribe. It really helps me if you like and subscribe, and it will mean that YouTube will promote more of these to you, more talks, meditations, guided meditations. There's loads of videos on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for coming. Like to see you again in the next one, and let's build this energy and new revolution, new spiritual revolution for us and everyone. All right, that's it. I'll see you next time. Love and goodbye. See you next time.